सुधा, देखो मेरी मिर्ची।
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
Hey Chintu, how's the game?
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं। छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
Hey सुधा, देखो मेरी मिर्ची।
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
तितलियों से करे बातें, कोयल की सुनाए, पुरवई बोले हौले से मन
Hey, Chintu,
मेरा
how's the game?
मुस्काए। हो, 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 पुरवई बोले हौले से मन मेरा ललचाए।
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
टाइम में सोप नहीं लग रहा। मम्मा
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
ए सुधा, देखो मेरी मिर्ची।
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
तितलियों से करे बातें, कोयल की सुनाए, पुरवई बोले हौले से, मन
Hey, Chintu,
मेरा
how's the game?
मुस्काए। हो, पुरवई बोले हौले से, मन मेरा ललचाए।
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
मम्मा पैर में सोप नहीं लग रहा। मम्मा
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
ए सुधा, देखो मेरी मिर्ची।
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
तितलियों से करे बातें, कोयल की सुनाए, पुरवई बोले हौले से, मन
Hey, Chintu,
मेरा
how's the game?
मुस्काए। पुरवई बोले हौले से, मन मेरा ललचाए।
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
मम्मा, पैर में सोप नहीं लग रहा। मम्मा,
छोटे छोटे पलों में है बड़ी बड़ी खुशियां। गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज, जहां खुशियां बड़ी होती हैं।
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ashish Karekar, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of Godrej Properties Limited. I am very pleased to welcome you to the 37th Annual General Meeting of Godrej Properties Limited, held through video conference or other audio-visual means as permitted by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. The e-voting facility and facility to join the meeting through video conference has been provided by NSDL. Before we commence, I would like to take you through certain points regarding the participation at this meeting. The facility of joining the AGM through video conference or other audio-visual means is being made available to members on first come, first served basis. All members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute mode by the host to avoid any disturbance arising from background noise and ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once the question and answer session starts, names of the speakers who have registered as speaker shareholder will be announced one by one. The speaker shareholder will thereafter be unmuted by the moderator. Before commencing his speech, the shareholder is requested to click the audio on button. If the shareholder is not able to join through video for any reason, the shareholder can speak through the audio mode. Each speaker will be allotted 3 minutes, and I request each speaker to adhere to these timelines to ensure effectiveness of the meeting and to provide equal opportunity to other speakers. While speaking, we would request the speaker to use the earphones so that she can clearly audible. Minimize any noise in the background. Ensure that Wi-Fi connection is tested and fully functional without any disturbance. No other background applications are running, and there is proper lighting to ensure a good video experience. The speaker shareholders are requested to be loud and clear while speaking. In the unforeseen situation, in case of a connectivity problem at speaker shareholders end, we will request the next speaker to join the meeting. Once connectivity improves, the previous speaker shareholder will be called back to join. During the AGM, if a member faces any technical issues, he may contact the helpline number of NSDL mentioned in the notice of AGM. Please note that the proceedings of the AGM will be recorded and made available on the website of the company. Thank you. I now hand over the proceedings to our Executive Chairman, Mr. Pirosha Godrej. Over to you, sir.
Are you on mute?
Sorry, apologies. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I, Pirosha Godrej, Executive Chairperson of the company, would like to welcome all shareholders to the 37th Annual General Meeting of Godrej Properties Limited. As the requisite quorum is present, I now call the meeting to order. The following directors are attending this AGM through video conference from Mumbai: Mr. Jamshed Godrej and Mr. Nadir Godrej, non-executive directors; Mrs. Lalita Gupte, Mr. Pranay Vakil, Mr. Amitava Mukherjee, Ms. Sutapa Banerjee, and Dr. Indu Bhushan, our independent directors; Mr. Mohit Malhotra, Managing Director and CEO; Mr. Rajendra Khethawat, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Ashish Karyakar, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer, are also attending this AGM from Mumbai. Before we go further, I would like to share with you that the term of appointment of Mr. Pranay Vakil as an independent director gets over today upon the close of this annual general meeting and in terms of the policy of the company. I would like to share my sincere appreciation and gratitude for the guidance and support provided by Mr. Vakil during his association with the company over the last 14 years. His rich experience, insights on the real estate sector, and strategy have played a significant role in enriching the effectiveness of the board. A big thank you from all of the board of directors and all stakeholders of the company to Pranay for his incredible contributions to the business. On behalf of the entire board and our shareholders, I also wish Mr. Pranay Vakil a very healthy and happy future. I would also like to update you on an important change to the leadership team that will take effect on January 1st, 2023. Mr. Mohit Malhotra, our Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, has tendered his resignation from the Board of Directors of the company to pursue entrepreneurial opportunities outside Godrej Properties. On behalf of the entire board and shareholders and employees, I thank Mohit for his tremendous contributions to Godrej Properties and wish him much success for the future. It's been a great privilege having worked closely with Mohit over the past 12 years and having had him run the business very successfully over the last 5 years. I'm very sure he will make great success of his new venture. Thank you again, Mohit. Mr. Gaurav Pandey, who is currently the Chief Executive Officer of the North Zone of Godrej Properties, will take over from Mohit Malhotra as Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Godrej Properties, effective Jan 1st, 2023. Gaurav has over 17 years of experience in the real estate sector. As the CEO of the North Zone, Gaurav transformed the P&L of the business and has built a high-performing team. In the 5 years of his leadership, the zone grew by 6x in terms of booking value, 4x in terms of collection, and the imputed return on capital increased very significantly to 27%. In fiscal year 2022, the profit after tax for the North Zone was the largest contributor to Godrej Properties P&L. I wish Gaurav all the very best for his new role. We also have representatives of the following auditors attending this AGM through video conference from Mumbai. BSR & Co. LLP, Chartered Accountants, the statutory auditors, AK Jain & Co., company secretaries, the secretarial auditors and scrutinizers, R. Nana Boy & Co., cost accountants, the cost auditors. I extend a hearty welcome to the shareholders, the directors, and the invitees to the 37th Annual General Meeting of the company being held through video conference and other audiovisual means. The AGM is held in compliance with the directions of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI listing regulations. The live streaming of this meeting is also being webcast on the website of NSDL. The company has taken the requisite steps to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered in this AGM. Since there is no physical attendance of members, the requirement of appointing proxies is not applicable. The registers, as required under the Companies Act 2013 and the certificate from the Secretarial Auditor on Compliance of Godrej Properties Limited Employee Stock Option Scheme 2011, have been made available electronically for inspection by the members during the AGM. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send their request to secretarial@godrejproperties.com. Since the notice of the AGM is already circulated to all the members, I take the notice of the meeting as read. As the report of the statutory auditors do not contain any qualifications, observations, or comments on the financial transactions or matters which have an adverse effect on the functioning of the company, the same is not required to be read. I now proceed with my formal address. Dear shareholders, I hope this message finds you and your loved ones safe. I'm pleased to share that your company recorded its highest ever bookings, cash collections, and net profit in financial year 22. GPL for the first time crossed $1 billion in sale bookings, ending the year with a booking value of 7,861 crore, which represented growth of 17% over the previous financial year. GPL sold 9,121 homes with a total booking volume of 10.8 million square feet. Our sales from new launches increased by 40% to rupees 3,036 crore. Strong sales during the year also enabled our best ever gross residential collections at 6,907 crore, an increase of 57% over financial year 21. Our net profit for the year stood at 352 crore. We were especially pleased with the results delivered by our NCR team, which achieved 3,250 crore of booking value, representing 41% of your company's total booking value, while delivering record cash collections and earnings. We are excited by the ongoing opportunity in NCR with significant upcoming launches planned, including one of our most exciting projects in Ashok Vihar, Delhi. Our results in the last quarter of the financial year were especially strong, with our best ever quarter for sales booking, gross residential cash collections, and net profit of rupees 3,248 crore, rupees 2,678 crore, and rupees 260 crore, respectively. This allows us to begin the new financial year with considerable momentum and with plans to deliver another year of robust growth. Our focus in the year ahead will be to exceed rupees 10,000 crore in booking value, which requires us to deliver growth of 27% year on year. We will aim to also ensure that we deliver another record year for cash collections and earnings. A big focus area for your company in the year ahead will be business development. Despite the ongoing recovery in the sector, there are a large number of developers continuing to face liquidity pressures, which creates a conducive environment for business development. We are confident that projects added during this period will prove very lucrative as the underlying demand and pricing environment continues to improve. We will endeavor to deliver GPL's best ever year from a business development perspective. We continue to focus on our customer net promoter score, which is a direct evaluation of our performance by our customers. In financial year 22, we achieved an encouraging NPS score of 55%, an improvement from 42% in financial year 21, with over 8,800 of our customers providing us this performance rating. For the past 3 years, our teams have worked with CQRA, an independent agency responsible for third-party audits of construction quality at various points in the construction journey. Our average construction score has improved to 8.44 out of 10 in financial year 2022 from 8.35 out of 10 in financial year 21. In financial year 22, we delivered 6.4 million square feet of real estate across 5 cities. Construction quality and execution pace remain critical areas of focus for GPL. Additionally, we are in the early stages of setting up a wholly owned facility management company that will play an important role in strengthening our ability to create developments that deliver a superior experience to our customers. The real estate industry is one of the largest contributors to emissions globally, and climate action is an urgent imperative for our business. Last year, we reported that Godrej Properties was water positive and carbon neutral for Scope 1 and Scope 2 GHG emissions. This year, we have strengthened our efforts to include Scope 3 emissions. We have committed to the Science Based Target Initiative for a net zero transition, and we have set up internal targets that we hope to publish in the coming year. Alongside continuing our efforts towards robust environmental compliance and governance across our business activities, we also implemented the ISO 14001:2015 Environment Management System for all our project locations this year. The EMS allows us to map the construction and demolition waste life cycle. In a world that is facing climate change risks and environmental degradation, our purpose of bringing joy to the lives of our customers extends beyond providing them high-quality homes. We believe that long-term sustainability and joy go hand in hand. Hence, we are committed to running a sustainable business and will continue to strengthen ESG performance across our operations to make a positive impact on the world around us. Our efforts have been recognized by the Global Real Estate Sustainability Benchmark, also known as GRESB, which for the second consecutive year ranked your company number 1 globally in its study of real estate developer sustainability and governance practices. We aim to build prosperous communities that enable joy for every stakeholder. This year, our teams helped facilitate building and other construction worker welfare registrations for our workers on construction sites. With these registration initiatives, we have positively impacted the lives and livelihoods of 24,382 construction workers by enabling them to access cash incentives through existing government benefit schemes. Your company has placed significant emphasis on governance standards and world-class practices in areas such as occupational health and safety. During financial year 22, our teams worked to align our internal health and safety management system with ISO 45001:2018 Occupational Health and Safety System. We are now certified under this rating system. We established 3 levels of management review meetings to assess overall organizational performance and further demonstrate visible safety leadership and positive safety culture at GPL. We remain committed to achieving the highest standards of health and safety, for which we received 93 awards across our projects last year. 2 COVID-19 waves and an ongoing geopolitical tension made financial year 22 an eventful year. Global economic growth remains a concern, with the interest rate response to elevated inflation likely to reduce growth. India is in a relatively strong position, with GDP growth expected to be the fastest amongst all major economies. The real estate sector has entered a cyclical upswing, demonstrating remarkable resilience despite the many disruptions during the past year. We were able to innovate across our business to not only weather the storm, but also come out of it stronger and more resilient. We are in a robust position to fully capitalize on the significant opportunities in Indian real estate over the next several years. I'm grateful to the team at Godrej Properties for their exceptional resilience, commitment, and ambition. We would like to thank our customers, joint venture partners, and business associates for their continued support. Finally, we owe thanks to you, our shareholders, for your continued confidence in Godrej Properties. Best wishes. I now request the Company Secretary to explain the process of voting on the resolutions in the meeting.
Thank you, sir. In compliance with the Companies Act and SEBI listing regulations, read with MCA and SEBI circulars, the members are provided with the facility to cast their votes electronically through the remote e-voting services provided by NSDL. Voting process had been enabled for all the individual Demat account holders by way of single login. The members who have not cast their votes on the resolutions by remote e-voting prior to the AGM are provided facility to cast their votes through e-voting system available on the e-voting page of NSDL during the AGM. Members may at any time during this meeting visit the e-voting page of NSDL and cast their votes. The board has appointed Mr. Ashish Jain, practicing company secretary, to act as a scrutinizer to scrutinize the remote e-voting and provide a consolidated result. Since the AGM is held through video conference, the resolutions mentioned in the notice have already been put to vote through remote e-voting, and as the facility of voting is also available at the AGM, the process for proposing or seconding of the resolution is not applicable. Thank you very much, and I hand over the meeting back to the chairperson.
Thanks, Ashish. The e-voting facility is now open, and the members may please go to the e-voting page of NSDL website and cast their votes while at the same time watch the proceedings of the meeting. The e-voting facility will remain open for 15 minutes after the meeting to enable members to cast their vote. We now open the floor for any questions from the shareholders present at the meeting. I now request the company secretary to call the names of those shareholders who have registered themselves to speak or ask questions pertaining to the performance of the company during financial year 2022.
Thank you, sir. To conclude the meeting in good time, I request each speaker to be brief, limit the speech to 3 minutes, and avoid repetition. Once all the speaker shareholders have asked their questions one by one, the same will be answered. The first speaker is Mr. Kirti Shah. Mr. Kirti Shah, you are there? I think we are unable to establish contact with him. We will try to connect with him later. We'll move on to the next speaker. The next speaker is Mr. Kaushik Saukar. Go ahead, Mr. Saukar.
Thank you. I'm audible?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. First off, I would like to thank the board of directors for giving me the opportunity again to speak in this forum. Many of you would remember me from the conversation in past years, so I will keep both my ask and resume a brief. I hope I'm audible, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Myself, Kaushik Shahukar, a qualified and a practicing chartered accountant from Mumbai. I have been suffering from dystonia, which has rendered 55% of my body paralyzed, impacting my right hand, my right leg, and the speech. While I have not let that come in my way of becoming a chartered accountant and practicing, I do request your support in helping me continue to be self-reliant. I was optimistic after our conversation we had last year about me working for our organization in certification work, including Form 15CB. However, nothing has progressed since. While I understand things may have not progressed due to pandemic situation last year, I do hope that after our conversation today, our organization would start engaging me in this area as soon as possible. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and I hope to see a positive movement forward with my ask. I support all the resolution. Also, sir, last question. What will be impact on our company due to turmoil, political turmoil in the state of Maharashtra? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Saukar.
Yeah.
The third speaker is Mrs. Hutokshi Patel. Mrs. Patel, are you online? I think we are not able to establish contact with Mrs. Patel. We'll move on. Next speaker is Mr. Yusuf Rangwala.
Yes, sir. Can you hear my voice, sir? Can I go? Good
Yes,
afternoon,
Yusuf.
sir. Sir, very happy with our chairman's speech. That was a very fantastic and very knowledgeable. Sir, first I welcome our secretary for sending me a balance sheet, Ashit sir, who is a very dynamic, hard-working, and very excellent company secretary. Sir, we have printed a balance sheet of 502 pages. That is a very colorful, very knowledgeable. Sir, we are having an ample of project at present. On page number, I'll go directly on page, sir. On page number page number 7, sir, we have printed the many project 2000. We are having a project at Pune, Bangalore, Calcutta, all over India, sir. I would like to know total is how many new projects will be coming in this year, sir. Total new project. Sir, as you mentioned in the page number 9, Pune, Mumbai Metro region at NRC officer South, Bangalore. Then you can say Vikroli, the Taj Hotel and Magic Studio. As you mentioned, as you printed on page number 9. Sir, I like this presentation. I like all this excellent work. So, sir, अपना page number 10. We have prepared one small building picture which three gentlemen are going up. This is a very excellent balance sheet our company secretary done, sir. I'm very happy with seeing this annual report. Sir, we are having around 125 years legend in this experience. As you mentioned in the page number 11. And we are having around 15 billion of combination market cap, sir. I would like to know. This is a very excellent market cap, sir. I'm very happy to read this balance sheet. Sir, we having a Adi Godrej, Adi Godrej, Nadir Godrej, and sir Lalita Gupta, madam. She's a chairman of the Lupin. We having a very excellent company team, sir. I'm very happy with the company's annual report, sir. This is a 37 annual general meeting. Sir, today rate market for 1,475. This is a very excellent rate, sir. Sir, why you cannot accept, whether we can accept the bonus, sir? When was the last bonus given, sir? Many years has passed, sir. You not declared a bonus. Sir, if you have any new plan at the Bombay, sir, please call us, sir. Sir, nearby 75th year, we are celebrating Independent Day. Wishing you a very happy Independent Day of 75 by side, and wishing you all the board and all the staff, and also Mr. Ashish, sir, Karelekar, who is a very hardworking, sir. Only one small request, sir. Our agent is Karvi, right, sir? I'm not missing. Agent is Karvi, sir. उनको एक छोटा सा मेरा humble request है, sir. कार्बी में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? इफ वी कैन नॉट जॉइन वन सेकंड टाइम उन लोग नहीं बुलाते, सर. आप उन्हें एक रिक्वेस्ट करिए कि कार्बी पर अगर हमारा समझो लिंक से हम नहीं ज्वाइन कर सकते, so they must call a last, sir, as many companies are doing, sir. It is my humble request, so please give this message to Karvi people. Otherwise, the service is very good for Karvi people. They are the number one leader, sir, at present in this balance sheet, sir. So nothing more to add. My good, I will end my speech here. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Wishing you all the नदी गोदरेज सर. आपको पारसी न्यूज की सर बहुत पपेटी की सर बहुत शुभकामना सर. 16 अपने 16 August को आपका फेस्टिवल है सर. वेरी हैप्पी पपेटी सर फॉर माय साइड एंड माय ओल्डेस्ट शेयर होल्डर सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच. आई विल एंड माय स्पीच देयर ओनली. जय हिंद सर. नथिंग मोर टू ऐड सर. आपका चेहरा देख के हमें बहुत खुशी होती है सर. दिस फेस इज वेरी स्माइलिंग सर, एंड यू आर वन ऑफ द डायनेमिक एक्सीलेंट chairman of this company, sir. You are there, sir, not to worry. This आज आपका ये 14,75 है ना. Next we will meet. Sir, it will पार 2,000 के ऊपर जाएगा. तो इतना मुझे आता है आपकी सर. आपकी गाइडेंस और हार्ड वर्किंग में सर मुझे इतना. और आपका गोदरेज सर इधर है आपका भाई खल्ला पे सर. वो बिल्डिंग का तो क्या कहना सर. That is one of the excellent property, sir. I have seen with my eyes, sir. Thank you very much. May God bless our company, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rangwala. The fifth speaker is Mr. Tushar Soda.
Mr. Tushar Soda, you've been unmuted. You may please start your video camera. Ask your questions. You have now been unmuted.
A very good afternoon. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the confirmation. Respected Chairman, sir, eminent Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders, my name is Tushar Soda, and I have joined this audio-video meeting from Mumbai. Godrej Properties Management deserves our appreciation for excellent presentation of first ever integrated annual report. It provides adequate insights on material issues and governance structure. Godrej Group enjoys 125 years of legacy of excellence. Since last 37 years, Godrej Properties has been a bellwether of excellence in Indian real estate industry. Congratulations to Team Godrej Properties for becoming our country's largest publicly listed real estate developer in terms of sales, with total bookings of 7,900 crores. Can we expect the annual bookings to cross 10,000 crores mark this year? I am very happy to note that within just 4 years, net worth of the company has multiplied by over 7 times to 8,600 crores from 1,200 crores in 2018. Nil dividend, however, remains a matter of concern for the shareholders. Chairman Sir, Godrej Properties has presence in only 10 cities. Kindly consider new project launches in prominent states of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Orissa. As of 31st of March 2022, our company had 84 properties with sellable area of about 19 crore square feet, with focus on 4 core regions of Mumbai, NCR, Pune and Bangalore. I request you to kindly inform percentage revenue contribution of each of the 4 focus areas. Also inform what are the plans for future development at Vikhroli in addition to the trees. Godrej Properties enjoys net cash surplus position. What is the timeline that you see to deploy the capital of 3,700 crores? What are our ambitions and targets in terms of percentage growth for revenues? This year we had a very flat volume at 1 crore square feet, which was the same as that of the last year. NCR team has delivered 3,200 crores of booking value, representing 40% of total bookings. When will other important markets of Mumbai, Pune and Bangalore catch up with NCR? There is a mention of company intentions of investing over 7,500 crores into new projects. Kindly share details of the same. Sir, Mumbai metropolitan region offers a huge potential of more than 5,000 crore revenues going forward. Please share your thoughts on the same. Godrej Properties has delivered 65 lakh square feet in FY22. Please inform what are our aspirations and targets for the coming 5 years. Can we deliver more than 1 crore square feet every year from 2025 onwards on a sustainable basis? Consolidation phase in real estate industry is likely to get accelerated and many big players may not be able to survive. Are there any acquisition plans of smaller companies? I extend my wholehearted support for all future endeavors and wish for a bright financial performance for Godrej Properties on a sustainable basis. Chairman sir, before I conclude, my best compliments and congratulations to team who have arranged this very nice audio-visual meeting. Each and every participant is very clearly audible as well as visible. Thank you, Chairman sir, for giving me this opportunity to put forth my queries. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Soda. Our next speaker is Mr. Arun Bopana.
Mr. Arun Bopana, you have been unmuted. You may kindly start your video camera and ask your question. Thank you.
1 second. Hello. Good
I
afternoon.
can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Godrej Property started as a startup with Godrej backup. It has come a long way. To go to is a long way. Compliments to the management for showing resilience and adaptability during Corona pandemic, with a severe toll on lives and economies, added a strained geopolitical issues too. GPL did well in continuous market volatility and uncertain economic condition. GPL is good at brand building and is good at infra building. My questions: the new GDCR rules have permitted additional FSI. How much additional FSI did we get? That is on the completed projects, B, on ongoing projects. What will be the revenue? And what is your opinion on Modi's dream of house for all by 2022? What is the status? Is it nearby or far? How did you face runway inflation? How did you handle the price frustration? What are your basic benchmarks? How do you exceed your own benchmarks in future? Is any time right to do the right? Is your clean slate, is your clean slate your might? What are your actions for the environment? What are your actions for enlightenment? How much construction time in Corona was lost? How much was the additional cost? What are your plans for affordable roof overhead? Are you thinking in times always ahead? How will you meet an increase in demand quickly? How agreeable are after COVID are the teams willingly? What are your plans for building green? When can they be soon seen? In conclusion, I am proud of Godrej Properties. It has a main goal and teams works as a whole for what it is today, and I wish it all the best. Thank you, and God bless Godrej Properties. Thank you, Pereza. Nice watching you smile after a long time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Bopana. Our next speaker is Mr. Aspi Besania.
Mr. Basania, you have been unmuted. You may kindly start your video camera and ask your questions. Thank you.
So can you see me and hear me?
Yes, sir, we can see you and hear you.
Sir, I'm Aspi Besania from Bombay. I used to attend all your physical meetings. Sir, I congratulate the management on excellent results. Our company achieved highest sales in its history in 2021-22, which is excellent. However, on page 28, it's written that booking value in crores has increased from 6,700 crores to 7,800 crores, whereas area sold is more or less same. That means the price increases 17% for the full year, which looks on the higher side. Inflation is 5% as per our government, and you're increasing the prices by 17%. Of course, that will increase our profits. That's a different story. So I welcome Dr. Indu Bhushan as an independent director. I don't know if he's present because I can't see any director other than our chairman, Mr. Pirojsha Godrej. Then I also welcome Ashish as a company secretary. I know him before he joined Godrej also. The revenue quarter one revenue and PBT was high year on year, but very low quarter on quarter. Any reason for that? The share of loss of joint venture and associates is increasing. So I appreciate that you've not given any dividend. You plow back and give us good capital appreciation. The promoter holding is only 58%. So do you propose to increase? So I would like you to give an annual report details of unpaid dividend year-wise. For example, dividend for 2015-16, outstanding in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22. Similarly for all the years. This will show the efficiency of the share department and also of the RTF. At the moment, RTF simply sends reminder to the shareholders and thinks its job is over. When the shareholder applies to get his unpaid dividend, he's told to give PAN, address proof, cancel check, dividend warrant, and if there is no dividend warrant, affidavit. Although nothing is required as per law. I had an unpaid dividend in lakhs in ITC, and I received it simply by sending back the DD which I had received. ITC has its own share department. They don't have an RTF. Similarly, I would request all the three Godrej brothers to have a common share department for the group because we have 5 listed companies. It should be like ITC. This will not only save money for the group but also give excellent service to the shareholders. The other 2 transfer agents are equally, if not more bad. Twice I had given my physical shares of Godrej Consumer for demat and they were returned. Now I prefer to keep physical shares rather than dematting them and creating trouble for myself. Sir, thank you very much and wish you and your family a very happy new year on 16th. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Besania. Our next speaker is Mrs. Celestine Mascarenas.
Ms. Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenas, you have been unmuted. You may kindly start your camera and ask your question. Ms. Mascarenas, you would probably need to unmute your microphone as well.
To me, okay. Okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. We can.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you and see you.
See you.
Thank you very much. Respected Chairman, Executive Chairman, Mr. Godrej, members of the board, my fellow shareholders attending this virtual meet. I am Mrs. C. Mascarenas. I am speaking from Mumbai. First, I thank the company secretary, Ashish Karyekar, and his team for sending me an annual notice report and also registering me as a speaker and also giving me this platform to speak, which is not that difficult to operate. Thank you so much. Now I come to the annual report. Very good, very picture, colorful and informative. Very good and lot of information and especially on the ESG. Our revenues are good, PBT PAT, but no dividend. Maybe the thought, I also like it that it plowed back for more growth, and that shows that there is a lot of growth in Godrej property, and definitely we will be beating our own records every year after year, and that's a very good thing. Keep it up. Now, congratulations for all the awards as given in page 26, 27. Also, I appreciate the CSR work done, and also ESG initiatives taken and lots of is written on the ESG. I would like to know, have you gone for ESG rating projects and who is the rating agency and what sort of rating we have got, platinum or whatever it is. Now my query is, sir, we have an employee strength of 1,998. So I would like to know by now all of them receive booster doses or yet to receive. Second question, total homes sold in 21-22, 9,121. That is 25 homes sold per day. What will be the figure for the next quarter? Because 25 homes per day is too good. I don't know whether the same figure will repeat for the next quarter. And especially, I was little disturbed. Our MD and CEO has stepped down. Mr. Mohit Malhotra. I don't know who was instrumental in doing that good sales. I cannot understand. Maybe you could tell all that. But this Mr. Mohit Malhotra has stepped down. That was the news, and the market cap got little affected by his stepping down. So I would like to know how much of land bank we hold, and I would like to know also which is your best project, which sir you are very proud of that project. I would also like to say that one big project is coming. I stay in Vadala, and one big project is coming in around 5 gardens of the Godrej. And how many and when this project will be completed. Lastly, I have supported all the resolutions. I look out for a very sustainable, good sustainable business with the ESG compliances and all the while beating our own records year by year. With this, I thank you very much for giving me this patient hearing and wish you and your whole team very good health, wealth, and prosperity of our Godrej properties so that we become the #1 real estate company. With this, thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this patient hearing. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mascarenas. Our next speaker is Mr. Ravi Kumar Naredi.
Mr. Naredi, you have been unmuted. Kindly switch your video camera on and ask your question. Thank you.
Hello, are you able to listen me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes. Sir, Godrej Property is going with the extraordinary growth thanks to Mr. Pirosha and his team. Can you tell in square feet area how much we will do in financial year 23 in compared to financial year 22? And if you tell in percentage term how much we will grow in financial year 23, it will help, as Godrej Property is very big company. So assessment is very much tough. One more request, if some investor buy our flat at any city for investment, then we must provide assistance to exit earlier one and buy new one. then our business may grow heavily. These are my question. Thank you very much, Mr. Pirosha and your team.
Thank you, Mr. Naredi. Our next speaker is Mr. Manish Gandhi.
Mr. Manish Gandhi has not logged in. We could move on to our next speaker.
Our next speaker is Mr. Kankanala Bharatraj.
Mr. Kankalana Bharatraj, you have been unmuted. Kindly start your video camera and ask a question. Thank you. Mr. Kankanala Bharatraj. Kindly start your video if you so desire and ask your question, sir. Sir, there seems to be an audio problem. We can't hear you, sir. Can you? So we do appear to have a connectivity problem and an audio problem, Mr. Bharatraj's connectivity. So we could move on to our next speaker.
The next speaker is Mr. Shailesh Mahadevia.
Mr. Shailesh Mahadevia, you've been unmuted. You may kindly start your video camera and ask your question, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Sir, we can hear you.
Okay, I will start my video also.
Sure, sir. Mr. Mahadevia, you could speak through the audio mode only if there's a problem.
Now I think I am visible and audible also.
Yes, sir, both.
Well, respected, young and energetic Pirosha Godrej, the chairman of our company, other family members of Godrej and who are promoters, and all other distinguished directors. Sir, I feel honored for getting this opportunity to present some of my views in front of such a distinguished board of directors. Sir, firstly, I would like to appreciate the excellent integrated report which has been prepared and presented for the first time. But still, it gives excellent data. What is the total 6 capitals of the company in the beginning of the year? What is the value addition during the year? And what is the end result? Sir, this helps us considerably. Sir, I would also like to appreciate so many good things which have been done by the company. Like ESG, we have been granted the Global Real Estate Sustainability rank #1, which we are enjoying for the last 2 years. We are also satisfied for various ISO certifications, 14,000 as well as 15,000. Sir, we are also having all our buildings which are green buildings. We are certified before a designing stage. We are certified during the period of construction, and we are also certified after the end of the construction by different agencies, which we very much appreciate. And I must also appreciate the excellent financial result which we have been able to achieve during the year. And sir, 93 awards which have been received by our organization. And before I proceed, I would like to appreciate the cooperation and services of the secretarial department, which is a link between the management and the shareholders at large. Sir, Now I wish to put some questions with a view to increase my understanding and appreciation of the good work done by our company. Sir, my first question is that we are giving how much construction we have done during the year. Sir, what I would like to know is that we are referring it to carpet area, to built up area, or to super built up area, because in the property market the whole attitude varies. Sir, my next question is regarding the CSR work which is being done by our company and which is giving excellent result, and very often it gives the multiplier effect compared with what we have spent. Sir, I have two things to say as far as our CSR activity is concerned. So number one, that we must get the economic impact done by independent agencies, just as it has been done by Godrej Agrovet and it has been done by Godrej Consumer Products. So, sir, we should also get our economic impact, because that gives the complete picture of the good work which our company is doing. For example, the impact in Godrej Agrovet is 3 times the actual amount spent. So if they have spent about 3 crore of rupees, the actual economic benefit to the society is 21 crore of rupees. So, sir, similar thing we should do. And, sir, secondly, that during the year under consideration, as against the requirement of 7.19 crore to be spent on CSR, we have spent only 4.25 crore. So I am sure the balance amount will be carried to the next year. Sir, here my suggestion is that of course you will spend all the CSR amount as required, but any delay on part of our company will deprive the society from the wonderful benefit which the society gets from your CSR work. Sir, my next question is regarding the investment of FII in our institution. We have about 535 FIIs who have invested. Sir, I would like to know whether there is any limit on FII's investment in the company, because investment from FII is likely to increase in the years to come at a very accelerated pace. Sir, my next question is the data you have given about the number of employees, which you have stated as 1,998, and you have compared the number of women employees as 524, which is about 35% of our total employment. However, sir, you have not taken into account 1,811 construction workers who also form part of our strength as far as labor force is concerned. We have done a lot of work for them. We have helped them in obtaining the benefit from the government, from various other agencies. But, sir, my suggestion is that when you consider other benefits such as the gender equality, etc., you should take into account these construction workers also, although their number may vary and their pay scale will be normally lower than the permanent employees. Sir, my next question is the Chembur property belonging to the Raj Kapoor family, which we had acquired about 2 years ago. Sir, what is the condition of that particular property? Have we already built our various flats, etc., whatever we had in mind? Or when it is likely to be completed, if it is not completed already? And Sir, the latest information we got in Economic Times today that you have acquired a land parcel of half an acre at a cost of 300 crore of rupees. Sir, I would like to know two things in this aspect. Number one, when are we likely to complete this particular land parcel which we have to, when are we likely to construct and complete and encash the investment which we have made? Sir, I had understood that we normally don't invest any money in acquisition of land. We only participate in construction, development, etc. So South Bombay acquisition may be an exception. Raj Kapoor's land may be an exception. Sir, is there any basic change in our approach as far as our philosophy of business is concerned? Sir, uh, this year you have decided not to give any dividend, and you have given a justification which I very much appreciate, that it has been denied this year with a view to conserve the wealth of the company, which is likely to give much more reward in the times to come. However, sir, for any and every shareholder, dividend is an important component of return from the company. So, sir, I hope from next year you will come back again on the dividend list, and this has a big impact. To the best of my knowledge, there are hardly maybe half a dozen companies who have not given dividend. In particular good companies, I mean. Everyone has given dividend to some extent or the other. So my request is that kindly start distributing some income from next year. And sir, this leads me to study that the highest price our share had was 2,511 about 6 months ago. And today our price is hovering at around 1,500 rupees. Sir, may I know when are we likely to reach that golden figure of 2,500 as far as the market price is concerned? We should also have that particular goal in mind and much beyond that in the years to come. Sir, with this, I wish our organization every success in all the efforts being made by us in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahadevia. Moderator, can we try to connect Mr. Bharatraj if he has logged in?
Mr. Bharatraj, we're trying to connect you. Just a moment, sir. We're just trying to connect with Mr. Bharatraj. We still seem to be having, okay, Mr. Bharatraj is trying to speak. Mr. Bharatraj, we still seem to be unable to hear you, sir. Okay, sir, with that, I think we could, we've tried to connect with Mr. Bharatraj again, but there does seem to be a persistent audio problem. So it's over to you, sir.
Thank you. Chairman, sir, all the questions have been taken up. Over to you.
Thanks very much, everyone, for the suggestions and questions. I've tried to make a note of all of them, and we'll try and respond now. There was a question on the impact of the political uncertainty in Maharashtra. We don't really expect any impact from that. Of course, we will wait and watch, but I think the policy environment hopefully will not be affected. There was a question on the number of new projects this year and when we will declare a bonus. We have a large number of project launches this year. I think the overall number is about 20 new projects that combines both totally new projects as well as new phases of existing projects. So I think if we are able to launch all of those, this would be our best ever year from a new launch perspective. We have no immediate plans for a bonus, but we will take the suggestion into consideration. Mr. Besania pointed out that while our volumes were relatively flat, bookings grew by 17%. And does that imply that prices went up by that much? I think while it is correct that average prices went up considerably, it's important to remember that the project mix each year changes. So you may have a greater contribution from projects, say in Mumbai, or higher end projects in more city-centric locations. So it's not that on an individual project we would have taken up prices by that much. We probably took up prices on individual projects by more like 5 to 10%. In terms of our quarter one year-on-year growth being good and quarter four to quarter one growth not being as strong, and the reasons for that, I think both quarter one and quarter four of last year were exceptional years and therefore don't form ideal bases. Quarter one of last year was when India was hit with the Delta wave of COVID and business came to a bit of a standstill. So we have grown 5x in terms of quarter to quarter growth there. Quarter four of last year was our best ever quarter. So we have seen a slight degrowth there, but Q1 of this year was our best ever first quarter of any financial year. And we're confident of the whole year also being our best ever year. There was a question on ESG ratings for projects. All our projects aim to be third-party certified green buildings. We use a variety of different certifying agency, including the Indian Green Building Council and LEED. There was a question on our employees having received vaccines and boosters. I believe virtually all of our employees have now both received vaccines and boosters. There was a question on best project. I think, there are many different projects that we're proud of and many upcoming ones as well. So no particular one that we would choose as our favorite. And our recently launched project near Five Gardens is underway, and we hope to complete the first phase of that in the next 3 years or so. There was a question on how much growth we will see in financial year 23. Our goal is to achieve 10,000 crores of booking value this year. That would represent a year-on-year growth of 27%. Mr. Mahadevia asked, how much of is the area we deliver in terms of what type of area we're measuring, and that's apple to apple with the sales we report. So it's saleable area, which is close to developable area. Our CSR spends are actually committed during the year, but we have several programs which take multiple years to execute, and I think a lot of good, valuable projects do take longer timeframes to execute. So the monies would be allocated during the year, but paid out in subsequent years as milestones are achieved. We are just checking on your question on limits on investment from FIIs, but of course the company is still 58% promoter held. Our construction labor is not directly on the rolls of Godrej Properties, so would not be typically included in any of the evaluation of Godrej Properties employees. Our property in Chembur, RKS, on the erstwhile RKS Studios land has progressed very well. The construction is in full swing and we hope to deliver that project next year. You asked about our recently acquired project in Carmichael Road. We are very excited about this project. It is quite a small project, so hopefully the turnaround time and execution can be quite fast. And we would hope to launch that project in the next year or so and deliver it 2 or 3 years after that. There's also a question on whether there is a change in our business development philosophy. I think, we have always said that we will look to add projects in the way that we think will generate the best possible returns for the company. If there are attractive land buying opportunities, we are open to those. We are certainly continue to be interested in joint venture opportunities as well. Thank you for your recommendation on dividends, Mr. Mahadevia. Our view is that the capital is better invested into the company's growth, will yield better overall shareholder return. We will certainly continue to evaluate this on a year-by-year basis, but given the opportunity for growth in the sector, we do expect reinvestment to be a bigger priority than dividends in the medium term. There was also a question on when our share price will get back to its distant highs. We'll do, of course, our best to ensure operations that give the market confidence, but it's very hard to predict share price movements. There was a question on when we will exceed 10,000 crore in booking value. Our aspiration is to achieve that this year itself. There was also a question on the distribution of sales amongst our various regions. Our NCR region was the highest contributor to sales last year with about 41%. Next is what we call our East-West zone, which combines Pune, Ahmedabad, Calcutta, with 28%. Our Mumbai, including Vikhroli, was about 22%. And our South zone last year was only 9%. We hope to see the other zones catch up significantly to the growth we've seen in NCR. There was a question on when we would like to deploy the 3,700 crores of surplus cash. We will aim to deploy most of that capital within the current financial year itself. We expect to see a sharp growth in revenues and volumes this year. While we don't provide specific guidance, I think the 10,000 crore booking value aspiration can give some indication. There was a question on when will growth in Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore catch up with NCR. As I mentioned, we have strong teams and plans in each of those geographies. We've added a lot of business development and have strong plans to add more. So we do expect immediate growth in each of those markets. The 7,500 crore number that there was a question about is the total capacity for investment we think our current balance sheet size affords us, and we'll be very focused on investing that capital over the next couple of years. We agree that the potential in the Mumbai market is 5,000 crore annually or even more, and we're happy to see last quarter we delivered over 1,000 crore of sales in that market. Our delivery targets will continue to go up. As you can see, over the last couple of years, we've sold more than 10 million square feet a year. We expect to see from a delivery perspective also our company exceeding 10 million square feet a year from this year onwards. We do see a lot of opportunity for consolidation in the sector. I think the stronger developers have been outperforming the overall sector and continue to enjoy many advantages, and we will try to ensure that we fully capitalize on those opportunities. There was a question on inflation and how we are managing that. There's no question that commodity price inflation has been a big hit to the sector as well as industry as a whole over the past few months. We do think that the situation is already improving, and at least for new projects where we now have taken price increases, we think all of those cost increases will be passed on. There was a question on our actions for the environment. There are a large number of initiatives we've taken. Our annual report covers in some detail these various initiatives, but the majority of it is focused on ensuring all our projects are planned and executed in a green manner and third-party certified as being such. And we also, of course, set several company-level goals around this. And I think a good testament to our progress on these initiatives is the global ranking we've received from GRESB over the past couple of years. There was a question on our plans for affordable housing. As of, affordable housing doesn't have a generally accepted definition that all parties work with. But as of now, we are focused largely on the mid-income housing and premium housing space. We do think the opportunity there is largest. Over time, I expect us to have a large presence in affordable housing as some of the government regulatory environment for this space becomes more conducive. There was also a question on how will we meet an increase in demand quickly. And I think the important thing to remember is that we've been adding projects on an ongoing basis over the last 3 or 4 years that we think will even this year allow us to bring a lot of new launches to the market. We have the balance sheet and appetite for significant new investments, which will allow us to continue to add new projects and hopefully continue to grow the company at a rapid clip. I think with that, I've addressed all the questions. I'd like to now thank the members for their questions. In case any question remains unanswered or the members were unable to speak due to any issue during the meeting, Members may please communicate their questions to the company through email at secretarial@godrejproperties.com, which shall be answered suitably. I'd now like to conclude this meeting. The e-voting process will continue for the next 15 minutes and will be disabled thereafter. The results of the electronic voting will be announced on or before August 4th, 2022, and the same will be intimated to the stock exchanges and also uploaded on the website of the company and the NSDL. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to our members for their continued faith, trust, encouragement, and support. With your consent, I and all other board members would like to conclude the meeting and wish all shareholders and their families a very healthy and safe future. Thank you.